In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the wall chart for a killer theory workout. The first thing you need is a note. Now you can either get yourself one of these, which is a 12-sided dice that has all the note names on it, or you can use the link below, which links a tone name generator. It's a random, just throws a note name out at you, or you can go, hey, somebody in the kitchen, tell me a note name. All works. And in this video, I'm going to let the dice decide, and it wants me to use the note F. We're going to step through the entire wall chart in our chosen note of the day, F. Most of the examples in the chart are in C, and we're going to now do it in F. The thinking behind it, the exercises that you do are pure gold for your understanding, for getting it under your fingers, and for getting yourself ready to use that stuff in the heat of the moment. That's called music. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. The note F. First, we need to find the note F all over the bass. So you do that by just going from string to string and finding F. You might not have it on all strings twice, but at least you have it once. And if you have a 24 fret bass, then you'll have it twice on each string. F. Now we can sharpen that F, gives us what note? F sharp. We can flatten that F, gives us what note? F flat. So now I have to go up here. F flat is otherwise known as E and harmonically known as E. So note that down. Then we can also do F double sharp, otherwise known as G, or we can do F double flat, otherwise known as E flat. So you want to go through all these possibilities, the natural note, the sharp note, the flat note, the double sharp, and the double flat. Find those notes and just be aware what their enharmonic name is. Next up, we're having the intervals. I'm going to be playing from the F a minor second up, and the name of that would be F to G flat. It's not F to F sharp. Make sure to review that in the book if you're confused about it, but it has to be F to G flat. Then F to G, major second. F to A flat, minor, third. I can also finger the major second like this, by the way, F to G. So you want to go through all of these options. And F to A flat, minor third. F to A, major third. F to B flat, that's the fourth, perfect fourth. F to B, that's the tritone. F to C. Now, as you see, I'm going by increasing numbers of half steps, which means I'm going down on the left side of the intervals section, and I'm coming up now on the right. So now I'm on the bottom of the right column. So F to C, you can try the different fingerings, 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, and you can also try this fingering. Definitely try this fingering, F to C, where you're skipping a string, okay? You can call to mind my interval formula. So if you finger it like this, that's 2 strings over, 3 frets down. This one is 1 string over and 2 frets up, okay? So review those numbers. So after the perfect fifth, we have the minor 6 can be fingered like this or can be fingered like this. And what's the note? D flat, not C sharp, D flat, very important. Then we have the major 6, F to D. This kind of fingering works really well. And then we have the minor 7th, F to E flat, and the major 7th, F to E, and F to F. So that's now up to 12 half steps. Those were the intervals. Next section, triads. I'm going to play through all possible fingerings here. I am going to do that from the A string because then I don't have to walk all the way up here. So here we have the F major triad with the fingering where I start with the second finger, and that brings me to this fingering where I do 2, 1, 4, and what are the notes? F, A, and C. And then I am going here, F, A, and C, and I'm starting with the pinky, F, A, C, like that. Now let's do the same with the F minor triad, F, A flat, C, fingering like that, or also starting with the pinky, F, A flat, C. That's also the minor triad. Then I have to do my augmented triad. That's F, A, C sharp. Good fingering is this, or you can also start with the third finger. But the point being, you're going from string to string and doing a 1 minus 1 in terms of interval formula. And then we also have the diminished triad, which can be fingered like this: F, A flat to C flat, or F, A flat to C flat. So those fingerings you really want to get under your belt. So if this feels weird to you or new to you, then you just want to play it a couple of times each time you do this. In the table, you see explanations of how they are built. So when you do this, especially the first few times, it might be a good idea to verify what's in that table. So the major triad, for example, is built of a major third. Is that true? You can check it with the interval chart. Hey, yeah, that's a major third. And a minor third. Yes, indeed, there's that minor third. This also shows you why the fingering that I show before is so crucial, because now you already have that under your belt. We already practiced the minor third with going from 1 to 4, and that's no news to you now because we've practiced that before, and you also know that this is a major third. So a major third plus a minor third gives you a major triad. And what's the fifth in this situation? It's a perfect fifth. Let's do the same for the minor triad. Minor third up, major third up. Well, you know this because this is a major third. We've practiced that, right? We fingered it like this, but this is the same thing. So no news to you. Again, the fifth is perfect. Augmented triad, we're stacking major thirds very clearly to see, right? Major third and another major third. And for the diminished triad, we're stacking minor thirds. Here's a minor third, and here's a minor third. Okay? Minor third, or with this fingering, minor third, and here my fifth is diminished, where with the augmented triad, my fifth was augmented. All right? So this brings it all together in a nice little package. Now the sounds that I list there are a little bit hard to replicate on the bass because it's going to sound muddy, but I do want you to know them and be aware of them. And if you program, for example, if you use iReal Pro or if you have a piano, figuring out and listening to the sound qualities of certain triads is super helpful. For example, the major triad will sound like this: nice, stable, pretty, bright, strong. Whereas the minor triad will also sound stable, but a little less so. And when you hear them in context, back to back, when you hear them back to back, major to minor, then one will sound happy and one will sound sad. But that is very context specific. So within a composition, you can actually create the opposite effect of what I just said. But as a general rule, and especially when you hear them back to back with the same root, you can definitely hear the minor has more of a melancholic tone to it. The augmented triad has a lot of tension in it. It sounds jarring. When you hear that in a film score, then you know something's up. Something's gonna happen. Whereas the diminished triad wants to resolve, for example. That has a lot of tension in it. Chords. With what you already know, you're going to be able to play all these chords. You play the triad, and you play the seventh on top. Intervals will get you through this. I've listed what the triad on the bottom is. It's either major, minor, diminished, or augmented. Those are the options we have. And it lists what kind of seventh you have on top. And you can do the exact same exercise, just arpeggiating each and every one of those chords starting from F. F major 7, F minor 7. And you have to be aware there's a minor triad, and then there is some sort of a seventh, either a minor or a major. If you're confused about that, Music Theory for the Bass Player, the chord chapter. So you can play your minor triad on the bottom and the minor seventh on top. The next one, it would be F7, so a major triad on the bottom and a minor seventh on top. This is also called the dominant 7. That's the name column gives you that information. Then we have the minor major 7, a beautiful chord. It has a minor triad on the bottom and a major 7 on top. Minor 7 flat 5. Also, no mystery. Minor third on the bottom and a diminished fifth in the middle, and then a minor 7 on top. then a diminished 7. Now there you have to be careful about the naming. If you're confused about that, definitely make sure to read up on it in the book. A diminished 7, the C with the degree sign and the 7 is different than the C with just a degree sign. The C with degree sign 7 is a chord, 4-note chord, and the C degree sign is just a triad. That's a diminished triad. But this has a diminished triad on the bottom and the diminished 7th on top. A diminished 7th is, harmonically speaking, a major 6. But we don't think of it that way. We just think of stacking minor thirds. That'll get you there. And then we have the C major 7 sharp 5. A C augmented triad on the bottom and a major 7 on top. And then we also have a C augmented triad on the bottom and the 7th on top. So you can create that chord as well. Moving on to scales. Well, we're going to build the F major scale and play the root in between every note, figuring out what the intervals are. F, major 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, 5th, major 6th, major 7th, octave. Let's do it from the top down. Minor 2nd, minor 3rd, 4th, 5th, minor 6th, minor 7th, octave. Okay, so we know how every single note relates to the root. You may prefer to think of all of them in terms of going up, because if you go from the root on the top down to here, you might still think, well, that's a major 3rd in the scale, and that is fine. Just be aware that the interval you're playing, that's a minor 6, whereas this is a major 3rd. They're inversions of each other. See the book if you're confused about that. Important stuff. And then we do the same thing with the minor scale. F minor, let's figure it out. An F minor scale has a major 2nd, a minor 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, perfect, a minor 6, a minor 7, and an octave. And if I want to take that from the top down, all these intervals reverse. A major 2nd, major 3rd, 4th, 5th, major 6, minor 7, and octave. Okay, so if you think of the ingredients of the minor scale in terms of major 2nd, minor 3rd, 4th, 5th, minor 6, minor 7th, octave, and you'll know how all of them sound in context to the root, which is what we need, because the chord change is going to say F minor. And then we need to know how to shuffle up the notes. F major scale, you want to name the note names correctly. If you follow my rules, it's going to be F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, and F. Why not A sharp? Because I'm not supposed to double up any notes. And if I go F, G, A sharp, that's wrong. It's also wrong because I need a perfect 4th as the 4th interval, as the 4th note in the scale. And F to A sharp would be an augmented 3rd rather than a perfect 4th. If you're confused about that, see the book. Very important stuff, makes your life way easier when you think about scales. How about naming the F minor scale? F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F. Same rules apply. No doubles, no skips. Scale relationship. F minor. Who does it belong to? What's the same key signature as F minor? What is it related to? What's the relative minor that goes with F minor? Well, you place the minor scale, which is F, on your first finger. You fan out your hand, and you find the major that goes with it by just finding what that note is. What is it? It is A flat. F, G, A flat, a minor 3rd above is where your major is. So A flat major and F minor share the same key signature. Now you have a bunch of scales listed in the scale section, and we're going to go through all of them. You want the major scale, so in our case we're doing F, so F major, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. We've already done that. Be aware of the scale degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all major other than 4th and 5th, which are perfect. Good. What is the relative minor of F major? Well, now I have to reverse my formula. I know the major, it's F. Now I'm looking for the minor, right? The other way around. What's the minor that shares the same key signature with F major, that is related to F major? Well, down a minor 3rd. Just look where my first finger lands. That gives me D. Let's play that. D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. Shares the same key signature, but relates to D as a root, hence D minor. Now we also want to know the parallel minor of F major. The parallel minor of F major is F minor. F minor we have already done. We're in good shape on that one. And now just for kicks, I am asking you to figure out what the major is that goes with F minor. Well, we've also talked about that. So if that's my minor, then that's my major. A flat major shares the same key signature with F minor. So the first few times you're going to be doing that, it's going to be a lot of what? Thinking? Parallel? Who? What? Look it up in the book if you get confused. But once you get the hang of it, you can practice it in all keys and it's gold. Pentatonic and blues, super important for the bass player. F major pentatonic, F, G, A, C, D, F. Major second, major third, perfect fifth, major sixth, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. You want to play that up and down a couple of times. Okay, that's the major pentatonic. Minor pentatonic, however, has the root, the flat 3, the 4th, the 5th, the flat 7th, and the 8th. Sounds also very familiar. Now, just like with the major and minor scales, we can relate major and minor pentatonics to each other as well. And if I relate the F major pentatonic to its relative minor, that would be down minor third, the minor of D, D minor. I'm using the same notes, but I'm relating it to D. And the F major pentatonic and the F minor pentatonic, and then we could also use the A flat major pentatonic to mark out the fact that the A flat major pentatonic has the same notes as the F minor pentatonic, because those two are related, right? So F major and F minor, the parallel relationship, and F major and D minor, the one related relationship I'm interested in. And since we always want to be comprehensive, from F to A flat, F minor and A flat major are related, so might as well also pluck out the A flat major. Major blues scale. That's like a major pentatonic with a flat 3 thrown in. That's the major pentatonic. Flat 3. And the minor pentatonic with the minor blues scale, that's root, flat 3, 4. Now that's my extra note. It's a minor pentatonic with flat 5. So there's my flat 5, 5, flat 7, octave. There's your blues scale. Blues, play through the blues changes. You can do that using some sort of blues pattern, or you can just play the roots. So root, 4th, root, root, 4th, 4th, root, root, 5, 4, 1. Okay, that's just the blues print of the blues. Lots of variations of that are possible. The modes, super helpful to practice them, all starting from the same note. Check it. F major, F Ionian. Dorian, what's Dorian? Dorian is a minor with a raised 6. So you already know your F minor, but we need to raise the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dorian. Phrygian, that's a minor with a flat 2. So again, you think of your minor and just flat the 2. Listen to the sound of it. Sounds Spanish. Lydian, the 4th mode. That's a major with a raised 4. Again, play the major just to jog your memory, and then raise the 4. 1, 2, 3. 4 is raised. Sounds like a very bright major. Sounds like a major scale that sounds not really like you're used to it on the bottom. Next one up is Mixolydian. That's also a major mode. So a major scale with a flat 7. Again, my major. Now flat the 7. That's the 7 needs to go here. Sounds bluesy. Sounds like a major scale. That sounds unusual on the top. Next up is Aeolian. Well, that's your regular minor. We've already done that. Piece of cake. Locrian. Locrian can be a bit of a bear because you have to change 2 notes. You can also think that you are playing a major scale a half step above, but you're just starting one note below, if that helps you. It's like you're playing G flat major, but you're starting it from one note below. There's your Locrian. The cycle. Start the cycle from the note that we dialed. So we're starting on F, and we're going through the cycle. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, or F sharp, B, E, A, D, G, C. Choose any note anywhere on the bass. It doesn't matter. The bass is tuned in fourths, so if you just go same fret up a string, that gives you a fourth. If you run out of strings, obviously you have to take it down an octave to make it work. Either way, the process of doing that is super. It helps you get the fretboard down, helps you understand how the cycle works. But go to the left because that's how it shows up in music most of the times. It's falling fifths, also ascending fourths, if you want to think of them that way. But we're stepping through the cycle of fifths to the left. The diatonic cycle, to me, sort of what we worked for in this whole chart by figuring out note relationships, by figuring out intervals, chords, scales. All of this comes together in the diatonic cycle. Even the modes are in there. Make sure to read up in the book how the diatonic cycle works. The way to practice it is you step through the F major scale in fourths, using only notes out of the scale. So F goes to B flat, goes to E. That's an augmented fourth. See the book why that is, because we don't have E flat in that scale, so we have to go to E. E, A, D, G, C, F. If you're feeling it, make a groove of it. Diminished. And by knowing whether it's a major, minor, or diminished triad on each scale degree, you figure out what the triads are that go with it. Again, that's in the book. But that's the fun part. So you have earned this. If you get to this spot, flip on iReal Pro or get one of the background tracks from my course if you're in it, and just practice it in all keys, because that's how it shows up in music. Now, if you're taking the course Music Theory for the Bass Player, you will be doing this in every single key. We'll be doing it in different styles. We're going to be doing it with different assignments. But playing and practicing the diatonic cycle is one of the best things you can do to figure out your way through music theory. It is like everything is coming together here, and it shows up in music that way. And you're going to begin to hear it, and that's where it gets really exciting, because the hearing, the theory, it all makes sense. It all comes together. And we've been doing it with proper fingering right from the start. So there you go. 18 times 27 inches can hold a lot of information, can't it? So these are all the exercises that are possible. You can pick scales one day and intervals another, and work your way up through the intervals for a few weeks, and then add the triads and the chords, and then add the scales. You can find your own groove with this. Goes great with the book. If you're reading a chapter and you want to practice it, then use the wall chart to do exactly that. You have it all there, just in one spot on your wall. So I wish you happy wall staring. Enjoy. Again, if you would like to do this systematically, you can join the course. The wall chart, I think, is also a wonderful addendum to the course, because once again, it just gives you everything in one glance. Enjoy the wall chart.